Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. And I'm doing a video continuing or finishing my top 10 favorite movies that I watched this last year, which weren't necessarily the movies that came out last year, more likely the movies that came out in 2020 that I caught on streaming channels. So fairly recent movies that I caught. Also, I want to say before this, of course, two big legends of the film industry died, recently. Betty White and Sidney Poitier, and I mean, obviously, incredible artists and pioneers in their industry and what they did. Betty White, I mostly knew from the Golden Girls growing up. That's all I really knew her from. And I didn't really think much about her until like 2009, I think, when The Proposal came out, which was a pretty good romantic comedy with Ron Reynolds and Sandra Bullock. And Betty White played a really good comedic character in that. It felt like she became really popular after that movie. She was appearing in a lot of TV shows and did a lot more movies and hosted Saturday Night Live. And it's kind of interesting how, like, in her 90s, she became almost the most popular she's ever been. It wasn't until then that I found out that she had a incredible career in television, and that she started like the first TV show, which she maybe wrote and produced, and started her own TV show back in the 50s, I want to say. She was like maybe one of the first female to do that. So I mean, so she really, like I said, a pioneer for females in the movie or TV industry. So very influential. And she was also like on the Mary Tyler Moore Show, and she's won tons of Emmys. Anyway, so yeah, definitely one of the all-time greats, female actresses. I think Betty White, who was 99 years old, almost 100. Then Sidney Poitier, another one, because I believe in 1963 he won the first African American actor to win Best Actor for Lilies of the Field. Anyway, so that was a monumental, event to see a black actor win an award, never done before. And he was one of the great actors. I mean, every movie he's in, he's just phenomenal. And starting with The Blackboard Jungle, and The Defiant Ones in the late 50s, I think, started really strong. And then Lilies Field, he won the Best Actor. His best performance, I think, is both in The Heat of the Night in 1967 and Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, which I think came around that same time, 67, 68. Those are his two really great performances, I think. I don't think he was even nominated for Best Actor, and that was probably his two best performances, but had a great career in the 50s, 60s era. Went on to direct some movies after that. One of my favorite comedies, Stir Crazy, with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. Anyways, but yeah, definitely, you have to say, especially every African American actor afterwards have to owe a lot to Sidney Poitier breaking that barrier, because it was almost like 40 years after that we didn't get another Best Actor until Denzel Washington won for Training Day back in like 2001. So there was like this huge difference time period between two Best Actor winners that were African American. And that same night, Sidney Poitier won or received an Oscar for an honorary Lifetime Achievement Award. So it's kind of interesting that you had Denzel Washington winning. He got the Lifetime Achievement Award. Also, Halle Berry was the first black woman to win Best Actress Oscar at the same. So it was very huge monumental event kind of that all happening at once. But anyway, so Sidney Poitier, really great actor. So too bad, and he was 97 or something like that. So I think, or 94. He was way up there too. So I mean, two lived a long time. Couldn't ask for two better performers in their time. So RIP to those two. Anyway, so I'm going to my list, doing 5 through 1 of my favorite movies I saw. Number 5 is Sonic the Hedgehog, which it surprises me that I put it this far, but I mean, it was a fun movie. I caught it on Hulu or something like that, or Amazon. It's probably Amazon Prime or something that I caught. After I wasn't expecting to watch this movie at all. The trailer didn't look funny, didn't look interesting. I was like, we needed a Sonic movie. I mean, Sonic was popular back in like the 80s, 90s era. So it was weird that we're making a Sonic movie. And of course, there was a whole big thing where they had to redo Sonic because they didn't like. There was a big outcry of the way he looked, the design of the character, and so they redesigned him. Um, Anyways, it didn't look interesting to me at all. Got pretty good reviews. When it came on Amazon Prime, I was like, I'll check it out for just a fun movie. And exactly what it was. It was a really fun movie. I love the character, the Sonic character was a real funny character, and the voiceover work was really well done. And love to see Jim Carrey again. One of the best performances he's had in a long, long time. Very funny as Dr. Robotnik. So I definitely recommend that Sonic the Hedgehog if you can still find it maybe. Number 4 is Greenland, which is probably not a really well-known movie, I don't think. I saw it on HBO Max, and it was a comet disaster movie with Gerald Butler in the lead, where comets come in to kill. I don't know if it's going to destroy Earth or just kill a lot of people, and he's able to and his family get onto a plane to go to Greenland, where I guess they have a plan of how some survivors can survive on this plane or on this boat or something. I'm forgetting now the exact details, but only a certain number of people get to be picked to survive this disaster, I think, and everybody else is going to die. And so they pick people based on what their skills are. Anyway, so it's a very interesting idea. I think maybe the best disaster movie I've ever seen. That makes a really realistic point of like what would happen if a comet was going to come destroy the Earth, and what would the government do for our survival as human beings. And so it was actually a pretty realistic look at that, I thought. And also what would happen to, of course, everybody would go crazy, and there'd be lots of looting, lots of violence. Lots of terrible things are happening in this movie, which are realistic. I mean, there'd be so much rioting happening if we thought the world was going to end. And so I thought that was a pretty realistic look at the world, what would happen if we were coming to a disaster like that. Anyway, so very good thrill, real good thrills in this movie, edge of your seat kind of stuff. So really like that. Greenland, number 4. Number 3, I'm putting Encanto, which just came out on Disney Plus right at the end of the year of 2021. Disney's latest movie. It's a musical. This magical family lives in Colombia, and anyways, won't go through the whole story, but just musical. Lots of great. What I love is the colors are just beautiful in this movie. It's one of the best animated movies I've seen. I think the musical numbers were pretty good. To me, We Don't Talk About Bruno is the standout that I just keep seeing in my head all the time. But overall, yeah, decent. I love a good musical too. I love Disney when they do musicals. They always do a really good job. This not as good as maybe the top echelon of Disney musicals, but still pretty good, pretty enjoyable overall. I think Disney has been doing very good lately. Like Raya and the Last Dragon was decent. I like that one okay. It didn't make my list here, but it was a decent movie. I think I like this movie better, or I do because I have it way higher. But even Pixar, I haven't liked Soul. I really didn't like Luca, Onward. I've been kind of disappointed with what Disney's put out lately as far as animation. So this was great to see this and go, all right. And it's a musical, which I always enjoy. Like I said, I really love, stuff like Tangled and Moana and Frozen have been some of the biggest, hits for Disney, and I hope they continue that. And they kind of continue with this one. This one's not as good as those, but I like that it's in the right direction that I enjoy anyway. So that's why I put Encanto at number 3. Number 2, I put a movie that was nominated for Best Picture last year, The Trial of the Chicago 7, which came out on Netflix. And it was definitely one of my favorite movies of last year, but my favorite movie that got nominated for Best Picture. I don't think it won any Oscars. I think it got shut out, if I remember right, but it was way better than what won, that's for sure. But it was an interesting movie. I like a good courtroom drama. It's good courtroom stuff. It's great acting, great cast. Frank Langella is the kind of evil judge. I know Eddie Redmayne is in there. I can't remember all the names, but there are a lot of good actors in there. Mark Rylance has been one of my favorite actors lately. And the last couple of years, anytime I see Mark Rylance, like you don't even recognize him. He's always so good at I don't know, looking different in his movies, I think, and I don't realize afterwards, like, oh yeah, it's Mark Rylance. Man, he's so good. I always like my favorite character is Mark Rylance. Seems like almost every movie I see now. Like just there's a movie called Don't Look Up. It's on Netflix, and he's in a kind of smaller part, but great in it. Love his part. I just watched what's it called? Steven Spielberg movie, Ready Player One. And Mark Rylance is so great in that movie. Again, a fairly major character, but yeah, I mean, it's so good. And then this movie, Chicago Trial 7, he plays a lawyer, the defense lawyer, and to me, he was the best actor of the bunch. Didn't get nominated. Should have got nominated for an Oscar for supporting actor. I thought he was so good. Anyways, and Frank Langella probably should have got nominated. He was really good. And yeah, throughout I think one person did get nominated, and I'm forgetting his name now. The guy that the comedian actor, I'm forgetting his name, but he got nominated and he was good. Sacha Baron Cohen, yeah, he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor, I believe. But I like the movie, even though the movie, I don't know anything about the actual trial, so I don't know if the movie, how accurate the movie is to it. So I can only go off to what the movie said that happened, the facts. I don't know if the facts are 100% correct. You never know. But to the movie, the defendants, like, I disagree with them politically. Like, I don't really like what they stand for and all that. But I think everybody deserves a fair trial. And that's what I think the movie is about. That's what I liked about the movie is really showed, like, even if you disagree politically or whatever, you still have to give people a fair trial. And the whole movie was they weren't getting a fair trial. The judge was definitely biased towards them, was doing really immoral and ethical things during the trial and unlawful, I think, and definitely was a mistrial. And that's kind of what the movie's about. I don't know if that happened in real life. Maybe it did. But to the movie, you hated that judge. Judge was evil, the terrible judge, racist and all that. So you're happy that at the end that hopefully he got, I think he got disbarred maybe at the end or something. But you can see that they didn't, back down from the judge. And, there's going to be another trial because that trial was, terrible. Anyway, so I think I agree based on, freedom of speech, freedom, we should all deserve to speak and to defend ourselves. And that's what the movie, I think, is about. And so I enjoyed that part of the movie. And plus really good acting and all that. Number one, I talked about in my other video, my top 10 favorite things of last year that I saw or listened to, is The Tomorrow War. But number one, my favorite movie I saw, which was a movie that came, I think, directly on Amazon Prime, starring Chris Pratt. It's a sci-fi movie, aliens attacking Earth, and futuristic. They have to go to the future, travel to the future to fight these aliens. And then when he goes back to the past, he tries to figure out how the aliens got here so he can stop it before they even start. So yeah, I love a good sci-fi, action thriller, and this really, I thought, did such a great job. And I thought the plot was very intriguing, and the way it ended, I thought was really great. I loved how we got to the ending, and Chris Pratt is, of course, one of my favorite actors today. Can do the action and also has a comedic feel to him, so he can do comedy and action together, and is definitely one of the best leading actors today, box office wise, I think. So yeah, so definitely check out The Tomorrow War on Amazon Prime. Anyway, in my opinion, that was my favorite movie. So those are my top 10 favorite movies. Tell me what your favorite movie was that you saw. I'd love to hear comments. Just thank you for liking this video and watching it, and thank you to all subscribers for watching it and for just encouraging me and supporting this channel. Really appreciate it. So all of you have a good day.